C?
K-Y.
M-O-U-S-E.
Mickey Mouse.
Forever at his old banner.
You were the first Disney generation. Now come be a kid again at our spectacular year-long tribute to Walt's 100th birthday. Call 1407-WDisney.
Coming up, more potential problems for people driving a Ford SUV. Details of another tire recall when Fox News returns.
Hi, can I help you?
What's a Mediterranean chicken sub?
Let me tell you.
It's roasted chicken breast, feta cheese, fresh veggies, Greek dressing, fresh baked bread. It's the Mediterranean chicken breast sub. You're gonna love it. Opa!
Go for a six-pack tonight. Pick up 6 of your favorite regular Subway 6-inch sandwiches in the new Subway 6-pack for just $12.99.
Subway, eat fresh.
You're watching Fox News at 9.
We're getting our first look tonight at videotapes that appear to be training material for the Al-Qaeda terrorists. The tapes were first aired this morning by CNN and include some images involving animals that may be difficult for you to watch. Reporter Nick Robertson takes a closer look.
Those videos are not for public consumption. They are only for the Al-Qaeda leadership, not even for their members.
In the collection, a 3-hour tape of how to make purified TNT from easy-to-get ingredients. Sophistication in planning and explosive skills that scare government bomb experts. Terrorists in training, not the made-for-camera Al-Qaeda promos we've seen before, but detailed demonstrations of how to kill, hijack, and ambush. Experts we have talked with say no terrorist organization has ever put this much expertise on videotape before. Although we cannot know with 100% certainty that this material came from Osama bin Laden's video library, the extent of the collection and its nature, that some items appear of high importance to the Al-Qaeda leader, present a compelling case. It represents a chilling reminder of the preparation and commitment of Al-Qaeda and its leader. Hardest to watch of all the tapes in what experts say is Al-Qaeda's video library, this one, apparent testing of a poison gas on dogs. Exactly who taped it and where may never be known.
We saw a flask that had some white material in it that is suggestive of powdered cyanide. And I think what we have here is a very crude binary weapon that terrorists would be attractive to terrorists because it's extremely low tech and also very safe to use.
There are a lot more questions this tape leaves than answers, unfortunately, but all the questions are really bad questions.
Questions, however, that if answered, could help thwart the threat.
The White House spokesman Ari Fleischer says the tapes are, these are his words, a serious reminder of the type of enemy we are up against.
It's not peace in the Middle East, but it is a step back from all-out war. Israeli troops have withdrawn from the town of Bethlehem in the West Bank and have handed responsibility for security back to the Palestinians. Similar moves are underway in the Gaza Strip. In exchange, the Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat is promising to launch a crackdown on militants. And there are reports that Abu Nidal, a notorious Palestinian militant, has been shot dead at his home in Baghdad. He led a Palestinian splinter group blamed for terrorist attacks in the 70s and 80s that killed hundreds of people. Perhaps the most infamous were the simultaneous shootouts at the airports in Rome and Vienna back in 1985. Reports of how he died are conflicting. None is confirmed. Pope John Paul II is back home in Rome tonight after an emotional visit to his native Poland. For 4 days, he led prayer services and visited places that he frequented in his younger years. Though noticeably frail at the age of 82, the Pope assured his followers that a return visit is a possibility.
There is a controversial new list of so-called party schools, and a college in the Midwest is at the top of the list. That's coming up.
Also, Bill Zwecker has news of what could be the first big fight between Julia Roberts and her new husband. That's next.
Introducing the KFC 6-piece family value meal for only $7.99. Get 6 pieces of original recipe or extra crispy chicken, 3 home-style sides, and 3 flaky biscuits for only $7.99. Or feed a big family with a KFC 10-piece feast. There's fast food, then there's KFC.
Ford authorized clearance. 0% for 60 months is back. With cash back from $1,500 to $3,500. Or 0% APR on Focus, Taurus, Explorer, F-Series, Windstar, and more. That could save you over $6,300 in interest on a 2002 Windstar. 0% on Focus, Taurus, Explorer, F-Series, Windstar, ZX2, and more. So get to your local Ford store today.
Gotta make it better. Hey, how does Sam Breakstone make his cottage doubles even better? Berries! That's it! Introducing 2 Breakstone's cottage doubles, blueberry and raspberry. I'm a genius!
Introducing the Talk All You Want plan from Primeco. Make unlimited calls for $69.99 a month and get a free AudioVox 1110 phone. Hurry, offer ends 8/23/02. Plus, get free text messaging all summer long.
Coming up, what's one of Hollywood's hottest stars doing at an LA strip club? Bill Zwecker has the scoop when Fox News returns.
It was a client's dream and a nation's journey to grow its standing in the global marketplace through the creation of its first investment bank. And in building on the trust they placed in us, their dream became our own. Because that was the dream of our client, the nation of China. And that is what we do at Morgan Stanley, one client at a time.
Now there's a paint can that's as great as the paint that's in it. Introducing the new Twist and Pour container, only from Dutch Boy. Easy to hold, easy to open, easy to pour. For a neat new way to paint, the new Twist and Pour container, only from Dutch Boy. For a Dutch Boy Twist and Pour paint retailer near you, visit DutchBoy.com.
On Wall Street today, no news was good news. The Dow closed up 212 points. Basically, we're told, because there were no negative reports about the economy. The NASDAQ was up 33 points. There's another major recall of tires on Ford SUVs. That story topping our bottom line tonight. Continental is recalling more than 500,000 tires that were installed on 2000 and 2001 models of the Ford Expedition and the Lincoln Navigator. Some of those tires lost their treads, which is the same problem that forced Firestone to recall 10 million tires on Ford SUVs. And there's word of 2 recalls at General Motors. More than 500,000 full-size trucks and SUVs built in the 2000 model year are being recalled because the airbags may not work in some front-end crashes. And an airbag problem also is prompting the recall of more than 150,000 minivans, SUVs, and full-sized cars in the 2000 and 2003 model years. In those cars, the airbags may break apart in a crash. Owners of the affected vehicles are being notified by mail. And cell phone customers on the Singular network will no longer lose their paid minutes at the end of every month. The company will allow customers to keep airtime for up to a year after they pay for it. But there is a catch. The new option only applies to local calls on certain plans. The singer Lance Bass faces a deadline if he wants to take that trip into space. The Russian Space Agency is giving Bass until Friday to come up with $20 million to pay for his mission. Without the money, the Russians say they will keep him from going on the trip. He would join 2 Russian cosmonauts in a trip to the International Space Station. His people say that paperwork is a problem that's delaying the payment.
And you know what that means? It's time for Bill Zwecker's People. Bill Zwecker of the Chicago Sun-Times joins us now.
I have to make a comment about that previous story about Lance Bass. I love this, a paperwork problem. I think that's called the check is in the mail, right?
Yeah.
But
$20 million. That guy's got way too much money.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Well, somebody who also has a lot of money is Lisa Marie Presley, right? We know that because of her father, Elvis. Well, of course, she and Nicolas Cage just got married, and you know, you knew this was going to happen.
It always follows, doesn't it?
It always follows. The week after the marriage, we have news of a pregnancy, supposedly. Now, I called reps for both of them. They're not commenting on this, but I did love the comment made by a very close associate of Nicolas Cage who told me that, well, you know, normally after people get married and have a relationship, that maybe they will consider having children, but they're going to have it on their schedule, not on the schedule of the National Enquirer and the Star.
Right.
So at this point, they are denying that she is pregnant, but you're going to see those rumors, I think, a lot for the next year.
How about Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts, also somebody they've said is pregnant. Well, she's not pregnant either, but she is denying a story that she is forcing her new husband, Daniel Motor, to leave his bachelor pad because it's too small, it's a rat trap, it's only 1,600 square feet, and she's all upset about it. Well, as Julia's publicist pointed out to me, she said, you know, after all, this was the apartment that Danny moved into when he split up with his wife. It was very clearly a temporary space, and that he and Julia are looking for a place in L.A., but they are going to spend most of their time on her ranch in New Mexico where they got married.
You also have to feather your own nest.
That's right.
You got to establish your territory.
And you also have to have your own place. I mean, you know, she wants to be with him in their place as opposed to what was his place, particularly a place that came about because of an unhappiness, a breakup of his previous marriage. And we got some news about Nicole Kidman, too.
Research that any man would love, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Very much so. She is going to play a prostitute in a film called Pay the Girl, and she's been doing some real research.
Yeah?
She's actually been talking to some L.A. ladies of the night, shall we say, and some strippers to sort of find out what it's really like. And so I think we'll see what happens because that film is going into production at the beginning of next year. And there's a story that Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown may be considering a conversion to Islam. I think this story comes about because they recently hired a bodyguard who was formerly working for Louis Farrakhan right here in Chicago. And Bobby Brown has become very close to Louis Farrakhan, and his sister actually has converted, but I understand that there is no religious conversion currently in the works for either Whitney Houston or Bobby Brown. And Whitney, frankly, has a lot of problems getting this new album done. There's been some technical problems with that.
She's had some problems as of late, hasn't she?
And she's had some other problems in her own life, so in terms of some other issues. So, yeah, that's right.
But not Gwyneth Paltrow anymore as far as dating's concerned, evidently.
You know, she was complaining to the press that she couldn't get anyone to call her up for a date. Well...
Oh, they're just intimidated. That's the problem.
Right. Well, Canadian rocker who writes all those sappy songs, Bryan Adams, a lot of people love him. He does write those very romantic songs, called her up, and they went out for dinner.
Well, lucky her. Everything he does for her.
There you go, as to quote one of his lyrics, exactly.
Just alter it a little bit.
That's great. So, that's it for tonight.
All right, thanks, Bill. Walter, we're going to send it back over to you.
Harry's 7-day forecast coming up, but first here's Corey with a preview of sports.
Okay, Walter, we'll check in with the hero from Friday night's Bears victory. Ken Mastroli's got a nickname already. And we'll venture out to Sox Park, where it's safe to say the ball is carrying very well tonight. Sports straight ahead after a break.
This portion of Fox Entertainment is brought to you by your Chicagoland Jeep dealers.
How many reasons do you need to get into Jeep Wrangler? How about zero? Because now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for 36 months on a rugged and sporty 2002 Wrangler, which could save you up to $2,600 in finance charges. Plus, to make this great offer even better, it's backed by the security of our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So get to your Jeep dealer today. There's no reason not to. Check it out today.
Jim! Hey, Mikey. Here's our TV, 57-inch widescreen. Looks even better than last week.
Can we take it home this time?
Therein lies the problem, Peter. The minute we take it home, I'm going to see it on sale.
You know, with Circuit City's Price Match Plus, you don't have to worry about that.
Huh. Don't worry, take it home. Because if you find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City, we're with you.
Does this mean my video game system can come home too?
Coming up in sports, The Bulls show off their latest edition. Meet him when Fox News returns.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PCS Vision from Sprint. Full-color screens right on your phone. So now you have clarity you can see and hear. Full-color games, screensavers, web, messaging, and smile. Because not only can you take pictures, you can send them. All of this on a phone.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
Opportunities are everywhere, if you know where to look. Like at the Lexus Golden Opportunity, where you'll find special values on all your favorite vehicles. Don't let this one slip through your fingers. See your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
A Big Ten university has earned a dubious honor as the top party school in the country. According to the Princeton Review, Indiana University is the #1 party school in the nation. It's followed by Clemson, Alabama, Penn State, and Florida. The Princeton Review, which is not affiliated with Princeton University, picked the schools based on 63 categories, including student reports of alcohol and marijuana use and the popularity of fraternities and sororities. Officials at Indiana say they've been cracking down on student drinking, and they say the survey is not credible.
Like they're going to embrace that, right?
What do you expect?
Not a heck of a lot of fun watching the White Sox these days.
You know what? With the threat of the strike hanging over everybody, you know, baseball's hard to watch, period, right now. You feel like this thing is inevitable, but looks like the Sox think the strike started already. Rack up another one, 5 straight losses, a meaningless affair against the Twins down at Comiskey featuring, count them now, 7 home runs. One of those strange nights at the Ball Mall, kind of spooky looking. Twins put Gary Glover in a trance. Second pitch of the game, gone. Jacque Jones. Next batter, Christian Guzman. Cut chunk, see ya, and it's 2-0. 2 batters later, it's David Ortiz, and you gotta be kidding me. What is this, batting practice? 3 solo jacks in the first 16 pitches. Not a good ratio. Twins can flash some leather as well. Big Frank, the Rocket, Corey Koski, oh my, that thing was smoked. Sox would participate in this home run derby. 3rd inning, Carlos Lee, and then Maglio Ordonez. Back-to-back smacks for Mags. His 28th homer and 100th RBI on the year. This guy's been a machine since the All-Star game. Sox, though, have just lost 7-3 is the final. As for the other half of Jerry Reinsdorf's sports empire, the rebuilding of the Bulls continues. Say hello to the newest acquisition, that 6'9" free agent forward, Donyell Marshall. Scored 14 points a game as a starter last year for Utah. Not exactly a franchise-altering move, but on the whole, not bad.
When I came here last week and I visited and I saw the practice facility and saw Jerry and Coach Cartwright and BJ, an ex-teammate of mine, you know, it just showed me how serious this organization was about getting back on the right track.
We're just thrilled to have him. Like Jerry said, we didn't think that we could get a player like Donyell, and once we heard that we could, it was really exciting for me to be able to have this guy, and he brings a lot of things to us.
All right, a little further up the North Shore, the Bears busy hammering out new deals today. Offensive tackle Rex Tucker finally agrees to a 7-year contract. We knew that was coming, but backup defensive tackle Alfonso Boone also rewarded. He signs a 5-year deal. On the practice field, the Bears coaching staff demands perfection. Receivers coach Todd Haley kicking butt literally today. How about that? Little old school for you. One storyline, Marcus Robinson's comeback from major knee surgery, reaching a new stage. Expected to play for the first time in this weekend's game versus Jacksonville.
I'm totally ready to get out there and play again. I'm enjoying practice now. I'm having fun, just to be able to get out there and jump and catch another football and, run routes. So I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm excited about this weekend.
He's worked extremely hard. I think, again, we've seen shades of his old self and shades where, he's got to work on some things. But, we can't wait to get him back on the field because that's going to help our wide receiver package so much. He brings so much to the table, and it's going to help our offense out a lot.
I like his old self. And what about Friday night's hero? At least one of them, Kenny Mastrolli, looks to be threatening Henry Burris in a race for the third and final quarterback slot. Mastrolli, of course, led the Bears to victory over the Rams in the final minute with that fourth down strike to Ken Christian. We see it again right here. We noticed today Mastrolli's already picked up a nickname courtesy of the offensive coordinator.
Did we hear Shoop calling you Mustacholi on the field today? Is that his deal?
Yeah, that's his deal. He's calling me that. From Stromboli to Mastacholi to, I don't know, they got 100 different names for me. So.
Yeah. And you don't mind as long as they're calling you something?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I've been getting it my whole life, so it's fine. I don't mind.
I'm sure Meatball would be fine as long as he's around to be called something, anything, it doesn't matter. Big news on the local broadcast front after a 2-year absence. Steve Stone returns to the Cubs TV booth beginning next spring. And finally, back to the Berto Center and Jerry Krause, who's taking a cue from my cousin Bobby, don't worry, be happy, McFerrin.
We're winning. That makes everybody happy. And I want the fans to be happy, and the coach to be happy, and the general manager to be happy. And our players' jobs are to make the coach happy, and make the general manager happy, and make the fans happy.
All right, then. I guess the central idea then would what? To be happy. Right, good. Which only comes through winning. Very good.
Well,
have you got a winning
with the weather?
Yeah, anything winning about the weather tomorrow?
Yes, we got a winning day, and we're going to be happy to hear what the forecast is. Tonight, about 52 degrees for the low inland and 62 along the shore. And for tomorrow, we have a gorgeous day, about 80, a little cooler near the lake with a light southeast breeze. And the 7-day outlook says, look out for some rain developing sometime during Wednesday and off and on through Friday, getting warm and humid again, but it'll turn off nice and beautiful for the weekend. And right now, it's a cool 68 out there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And that's our news for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Fox News comes back tomorrow morning at 5. See you then. Good night.
Closed captioning of Fox News Chicago is brought to you by Dodge.
During the Dodge Summer Clearance, we can give you thousands of reasons to drive a new Dodge. Or we can give you 0. Because there's only one thing better than getting 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Dodge vehicles. It's getting 0% financing and our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Something you don't get from Ford, Chevy, Honda, or Toyota. 0% financing and our 770 warranty. More than enough reason to get to the Dodge Summer Clearance.
Victor Turansky created the ultimate star.
Simone appears only when I want her to appear.
But now the legend
You're going to get in a lot of trouble, Mr. Turansky.
has a life of its own.
If there is a hole in the ozone layer, how come I can't see it?
We always knew Simone wasn't like other celebrities.
From the creator of The Truman Show.
I'll destroy you.
What's the matter, Victor? Don't you love me anymore?
Al Pacino.
She's indestructible.
Simone. Rated PG-13. Virtually everywhere this Friday.
Coughing up cards.